There, I'm Dylan, and I'm here with Becca today, who's been working on gaining clarity with her personal finances. And today we're going to chat about where she started, the progress she's made, and how her financial life has changed.
Yeah.
And if you've ever felt stuck with money, overwhelmed with spending, or unsure where to start, her story might be exactly what you need to hear. So let's jump in. All right. Becca, what were some of your biggest financial challenges before we started working together?
Oh my God. Um, I think I had so many. I think that my main challenge before we started working together was that I didn't, money felt very like nebulous to me. It was just like a thing my whole life that I just like didn't want to deal with. Sometimes I had money, sometimes I ran out of money, and I was like, oh, I don't had no idea how that would have happened. Like it just was I was very avoidant. And I didn't know how to change, and I didn't know how to change that. Like I'm like a huge, I'm sort of like addicted to reading self-help books. And I like read books about money, and I like read, I like follow like money advice Instagram accounts, but like it just nothing was, I just didn't know how to help myself.
Mm, I know. So you knew you wanted help. What was the feeling you had back then around money?
Panic, just like all the time. It was like, okay, like even on little things, it'd be like I'd be going to CVS to like get more Advil, and I'd be like, well, I hope this is going to be okay. Like, I don't know. Or I would be like, well, I need a new computer, and like, well, I hope this is going to be okay. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like I was very anxious and panicked about it all the time.
Okay. All right. So that was the past. Let's talk about today. What's changed the most about how you manage your money?
Um, I don't think anything hasn't changed. It's like I have a completely different relationship with it, I think is how I feel about it. It's like it's not, before we started working together, I was using a finance program, like an app. And I'm using a different app, but I'm using an app still. And like, so I don't actually think that my sort of day to day, that a lot has changed about my kind of day to day, like tracking of things. But I think the biggest thing that's changed is that I no longer feel panic. I know where all of my money is. I know what it's doing. I know, um, I just feel like very calm about it. I feel like I just know what's going on, and I know how to handle things. I think I was thinking about this before we started today. I think that like one big thing that's changed is that I have had all of the tools that I have now. I've had them the whole time, but now I'm using them as tools
Mm,
to sort of like make strategies about things that happen, or to just have ongoing strategies, or like I feel like I just have a lot more clarity and knowledge and confidence around my money day to day in the long term. Yeah.
what is talking about your present, but thinking about your future? How do you feel about your financial future now compared to before?
I feel in control.
Mm,
I think before it was like I had my fingers crossed that like when I retire, I'll have some money, or like that I will be continue to be able to pay my mortgage until my house is paid off, or that my kids like will have a reasonable amount of money for college. I was always like, I guess I'm doing the things. I don't really know. Like I hope it all works out. And now I feel like, no, I'm very clear. I may not have all of the money for college. I may not have like but I know exactly what's going on. And and I feel just very confident. I have a plan. I am just I know where everything is and where it's going to land kind of.
Good. Great. I'm glad to hear that. Um, if you could go back and give your past self advice about money, what would it be?
I should have called. Well, okay, I should have called you earlier is what the advice that I would give. But I think that like it's hard for me. This was tricky. I think a lot of things and like I'm going to get a little LA like woo woo here, but like a lot of things in my life sort of fell into place at the same time at the right time. So I think that I was married for a long time and my husband took care of all the finances and it felt very like I didn't have to worry about it. And then I contacted you after I got divorced because I was like, well, now I have to do this and I have no idea how. And so I think that maybe some of the tools that I'm using now, I definitely could have used in the past. I would have maybe had the two of us work with you. I think the main piece of advice that I would give myself is that it's not so scary. Like it's just
Mm,
like it's doable. It's
yeah,
not like a scary thing that's never going to get figured out. And so like do whatever it is you need to do to um to face it kind of, I think.
yeah, yeah. I think that's very true. That it's not, our brain thinks that it's going to be a lot worse than the actual reality of looking at the numbers, making that
Yeah,
change.
and we've done that before. Like there have been months when I've come to our sessions and been like, I didn't do anything and this is off the rails and I'm broke now. And we went through it and it was like, oh no, okay, it's
Yeah, yeah.
not that bad.
We're just a little bit more looking at it and just getting that
Yeah.
repetition of look and look and look.
Yes.
Uh, what would you say to someone who's considering financial coaching but unsure about it?
Don't be dumb. Just do it. It's so worth it. It's should I say probably shouldn't say that. I would say it is absolutely worth it. It has changed my life. It has completely changed my relationship with money. It's the confidence that I have on a day-to-day basis with like what I'm spending, what I'm able to spend, like my really, it's just which bleeds out into all of my life, I think. Like I can feel confident about taking my kids to do activities or like I can feel confident about like hanging out having dinner with my friends. Like everything you do, most of the things we do require at least a little bit of money, and I just feel so confident doing all those things now. I feel like so much more comfortable sort of existing in my life, and I think that is invaluable. And I think that I would never have been able to get to that place without you. And so I think if somebody's considering financial coaching, they're probably in a situation where they feel helpless and out of control in some area. And I would say just do it. Just get it under control. It feels so much better.
Mm, good. I'm glad you feel that way after our work. It really
Yeah,
makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing as always when I hear this.
absolutely you are.
I really appreciate it. Well, continue doing the work. You're on track. You're doing the stuff that you love to do with your money. That's what it's all about. Uh,
Yes. Thank
thank you
you.
for meeting with me, Becca.
Thank you so much, Dylan.
You're welcome.